We have a very special guest joining us from the UK, from Myne USA. This is the co founder, co director, and designer of Myne USA. Fiona, welcome.
Hello, thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me to your show.
I am so excited to have you. The pieces that we're going to talk about today are absolutely stunning. But before we jump in, I'm going to let everybody know all the pieces that we're going to talk about today. If there's anything that we don't mention, any of the fine details, you can click on the gallery and that will pull up. You can check out all of the finer details there, see things up close, and that's where you're going to add to cart. And I promise all of these pieces you will absolutely want to add to cart. Now, Fiona, your company, Myne USA, is your original company was Myne London, correct?
That's correct. Yeah, absolutely. We began in London.
Okay, and so then you have brought your beautiful jewelry here. So, what brought you to the US? What made you want to do that?
So much. Well, when we began in 2018 in London, we always hoped that we would be able to launch in the US as well. That was always part of our plan. Lots of reasons, really, but actually, we have a lot of connections with the States. When we began this journey with Pakistan, we lived in Pakistan when we were children, and we wanted to work with a business that would help promote Pakistan and really celebrate them as a wonderful people that they are. But while we were there, we actually were in for 2 years in an American school. So home on the range and all those amazing, all that amazing history we felt so much a part of. And my sister, who's my co-founder, she sent all three of her boys are in universities in the States as well, so she's always there. Then actually, just as we were thinking, okay, we're ready now, how do we launch in the States, we actually had several jewelers, mainly from California, really fabulous jewelers, approach us who wanted to collaborate or work with the stones that we were sourcing, because they're so beautiful and because they really wanted to support women in Pakistan. So it just sort of evolved. Oh, and then I think our incredible gemologist Charles Evans, who went on the first intrepid trip to Pakistan, he
Mhm.
actually now works for Chidora. Yeah, so that was a big connection. So I know, so it really felt a
Oh
bit
my goodness.
big and like doors opening constantly. So yeah,
What an amazing
I
connection.
forgotten that really key part.
That
Yeah.
was a big one. I know when we
Yeah.
had talked briefly before, I was so excited to meet you. You have so many amazing stories. And so you grew up in Pakistan.
Yeah.
Is that what brought you to emeralds? Is that what made you give the love?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we love emeralds. Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't? They're such beautiful stones, and very symbolic. For healing and peace, and we loved all of that. But actually, yeah, our father was an educator, so he was a principal of a college in Pakistan, sent there by a church society that was supporting that particular college. And so we lived there just for a few years, ages sort of 9 through to 11, that kind of age. My sister was younger, but we fell in love with the country. It was very beautiful. It is very beautiful. The people are very beautiful and soft, and we were just longing to find a way to support through business. Really, I really love that idea that business can work. I think charity is fantastic, but also business is wonderful to really sort of get behind different people, and then these mines just seem to come out of the blue to us, and obviously once we started reading about them, because they're quite ancient mines.
Oh,
uh
wow.
yeah, there's a really long history, but they're very small. But
Mhm.
the stones themselves are really rare and beautiful, very high quality. Um, and in the last 20 years, a little bit of a troubled history, with
Mhm.
these political issues they've had, but that they've come out of that, and they were sort of desperately looking for global recognition again. And rightly so, because the emeralds are gorgeous, and they have now been fully recognised again by the government, and we were lucky to be part of that story.
But it's amazing, and I know your company. I love to celebrate women-owned companies and women-run companies, and 75% of your employees are women, and I think that's amazing. And I
Yeah.
know we'll talk about in a little bit. I know that you are a really big believer in the Mahala Fund, which is
Yeah.
incredible. So we
Absolutely.
can talk
But
about
we do
that
have
in a few minutes.
wonderful men too. I just need to check that in.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, I am partial to emeralds. I think that it is one of the richest, most beautiful stones. It is my birthstone, so of course
Oh,
I'm going to be partial.
they really suit you. That necklace looks stunning. So
Oh, I
great
know.
model.
Speaking of, we will start with this piece because
Oh,
this piece is an absolute showstopper. I actually got to have my hands on the pieces today, and I was just blown away. I think one, the design of each piece and every little detail that you put into it, but this piece, the way it lays, I'll get a little closer. I
yeah.
have to say, the way you have designed this to really, I felt like it melted onto my body. And I have to say, you were an osteopath before, correct?
Yeah, that is completely correct. I had a fantastic career as an osteopath, and then I stopped for family reasons and had 5 years off before we started my London. But yeah, so I couldn't help thinking about the collarbones and how that piece would sit and move comfortably, because it's actually got quite a size to it, and it's got, what is it, 47 emerald, it's
Mhm.
not a small number of stones, but I wanted it to melt into the body, as you said, and I wanted it to really flatter the body. Sometimes when you're designing, you can get really carried away with these amazing designs, and it's wonderful, but then it might not look good on someone, or it might not sit nicely into them. And so I couldn't help thinking about clavicles and first ribs, the anatomy, just a nerd,
Well, it
right?
served you well for sure because I think with this piece, you nailed it. Like you said, it is a statement piece with
Yeah.
47 emeralds. I feel like a princess right now. But to have such a statement piece, to look so elegant and delicate at the same time,
Yeah.
hands down, you nailed this. This was a
Uh,
truly amazing. So it's 18 karat white gold, correct?
yeah. Yeah, so it's got a lot of
Mhm.
interest to it, as you say, and we wanted the fronds to each have a articulative movement, so that you can move, so it can move, and
I
also
know.
it is a dance, even statement piece, but I can actually still see it with a white shirt and jeans, if you're quite,
Oh,
if you don't mind
that is
being,
so me.
but
Well, I
so
feel like all of your pieces can be worn anything from casually to completely elegantly dressed up.
yeah.
You have all of these are so transitional. But I noticed this is part of the grass collection. And when I was talking this morning, I feel like these are reminiscent of grass blades.
That's exactly right. Yeah, it was our starting piece, actually, our first piece. It probably took 6 months to really design, put together. Would it be possible to make it exactly as we wanted it? But we worked for a long time, and yeah, it came out exactly as we wanted it. Yeah. I
Absolutely.
I think grass just, I mean, I love, it's very basic, but I love green grass, freshly mown grass, and obviously the emeralds are such an intense color. That's one of the things about the Swat Valley emerald that they're really famed for, is the intense green color. You just do not get that in
Mhm.
emeralds are beautiful, but that's the highest quality color that you can get, really. In fact, and those ones that we've used are really high quality. They're eye clean. There's no, they're eye clean, and a few loop cleans, I think, as well. But so you
Mhm.
really best there. They come in that tiny shape as one. They're not cut down. They're just little barrels.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they can, they, obviously there are other emeralds from around the world, so but they compare
Mhm.
well with the Colombians, they really do. But they're the best are the small ones, so they're like really sweet little, you know tiny
They're so dainty and
best
delicate. And
class. Yeah.
each piece, I felt like when I went to clasp this, I noticed there's a little almost charm design on the back,
Yeah,
and there's a tiny emerald back there.
absolutely. Well,
And so if you wear your hair up, you can definitely there's that little bit of something extra back there. So the design quality
oh,
is amazing.
well, thank you. I mean, we thought we just wanted to get it absolutely the best. And as I say, it took a long time, but that was fine. But also simple enough to wear for lots of occasions, nothing intimidating, but
Right.
actually still a statement piece, and it's comfortable.
Oh, you don't even feel it on. The way it perfectly lays against the collarbone, you don't feel it.
No, that's oh, I'm so pleased, and I actually think it's so flattering. Whenever anyone puts it on, I'm always like, oh, I want that necklace.
Yeah, for sure. Well, speaking of necklaces, I'm going to move to this next one. This one's also part of the grass collection, and it was beautiful. I just want to try all of them on and play in all of them. You can't help yourself. But this particular necklace, this one,
Oh, right. Yeah, I love this one. Ah, okay. Yeah, you've got the bigger one there, haven't you? That's the white
mhm,
one. Yeah.
yes, I think it is so pretty. And so I talked about that tiny emerald in the back. So this one also has
Yeah.
it. If I can get it spun
Yeah.
around there, I've got
Yeah.
it backwards, but this little piece
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, this one is also from the really high end, the very fine end of the scale of our jewelry. So again, the really high emeralds, intense green in the 18 karat white gold with the emerald at the back. Yeah.
Mhm. Well,
Yeah.
it is still so stunning. You get that pop of green color, but
Yeah.
it's still just almost a neutral. You put that on and it just lays
That's
perfectly.
true. I have got that right. Yeah. Yeah, there's the big one. Yeah, absolutely. Do you know what? When we first started producing these, I think coloured stones were still kind of beginning to come into people's consciousness. That for a long time
Mhm.
everyone loved diamonds, and they are beautiful. I understand that, but we found with the emeralds they are a neutral, and I guess that's obvious in your garden. The green goes with
Mhm.
every single colour of flower. But yeah, it just you can wear it with anything. I love that necklace. I love that necklace.
I do too,
Yeah,
and I feel like an emerald, I may be partial, but I
yeah,
feel like an emerald does go with any hair color, any skin tone. It
yeah.
goes with everyone. It's not, oh, that doesn't look great on me because of my coloring. It goes for everyone.
Yeah, it's true. And again, we tried to really make sure everything was curved beautifully around the neck. There are two
Mhm.
parts, so you can wear it really up high or further
Yeah.
down the neck, same as the grass collar. Um,
Mhm.
Chain, we wanted to be exactly the same size as the emerald, so it just had that perfect arc.
It's exactly seamless. And I love when you do have the ability to be able to adjust because not all necklines are the same. Sometimes you need something a little higher because
Yeah,
this could be a piece that you would wear all the time and never take off.
yeah, absolutely. Again, it's really comfortable, isn't it? If you tried it on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Absolutely. This one is stunning. And I'm sure you thought about, how it's going to lay in between the collarbones and, everything the way it kind of fits and melds. I think that you really did an amazing job.
Yeah.
You don't see that a lot in jewelry designers, I'm sure. So,
Well, not many start out as osteopaths, so I guess.
no, when I heard you say that, my husband is a physician as well. And so I'm
Okay.
trying to picture him making the transition from
Yeah,
medicine into jewelry, and you don't see that flip flop a lot.
it's not a normal progression, I admit.
And I'm sure doing this with your sister has to be so special.
It's so special. It's an experience that we both had. It was a passion for the country that we both had, and a passion for the emeralds. And yeah, the journey with her has been really wonderful, really wonderful. Because I mean, with every business, there are highs and lows, but I mean, you keep each other going. But I don't. But actually, mainly, it's been just a lot of fun, a lot of passion, and that gets you a long way, doesn't it? If you really,
It
believe
Absolutely.
what you're doing and love what you're doing.
Well, and
Yeah.
it sounds like you both really balance each other out very well with her strengths and your strengths to be able to build this amazing company. You definitely have to have that bond with each other.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. She always shoves me in front of the camera, if you notice.
I know. We'll have to ask her, where
I,
is she
I love it.
today?
Yeah. Oh, always. Oh, there's a speech, Fiona. That's for you. That job's for you. No, I like it. I like it. I did a
Well,
tiny
I
bit of
think it's
training,
so fun.
so yeah.
Well, I was so excited when, I knew that we were going to get to do this together because, I can be passionate about something, but to have someone who actually designed it and has that true, deep passion for all of these pieces, and
Yeah.
you can see that and feel that when you look at your pieces, you truly do love what you're doing.
Yeah, I think and also you can have so many questions as an artist or a designer, but in the end you have to do something that pleases your own eyes, and you have to believe in what you've done and think, I love that. Because if you don't, then who else is going to? It was never a case of looking at what I mean, you should look at what's currently out there, and we did and we do, but it's got to please you. You've got to want to wear it. I've got to want to wear it, and I do.
Absolutely. And this is so different. You don't see a lot of emeralds in such a delicate way that can be worn every day.
Actually, emeralds, actually, the workshops that we were working with in London were always telling us off, saying you use too many emeralds because they're so expensive. You should be mixing them into this or this or this. It was good advice, but we just wanted a big splash of color, of green.
Absolutely. And
We
it's
wanted
so unique.
emeralds. We weren't there for other stones. We wanted to really celebrate emeralds, and they are wonderful, aren't they? They're very magical. There's very soothing in the color,
Mhm.
and I guess we saw it as a sort of peace, sign of peace. I don't know. It can get a bit whimsical, but
Absolutely. So this next piece that we're going to talk about, this
yeah,
piece is a very special piece. So
yeah,
these are again, with the grass collection, but this I think is so neat because of the star design.
yeah. I love these, and I can't believe how well they came out. When we first started designing, I knew I wanted to design something with a star in. I wanted, stars are really an important, again, symbol for, I don't know, they're uplifting. They can mean many things to many people, but I love the fact that, again, with that bringing together two countries of the US and then Pakistan, a star was a natural choice. But also we specifically, once we started producing that and bringing it together, we at that time we was beginning to form a relationship with Malala Yousafzai, who is such a star. I think her bravery, and the incredible journey and story that she has and what she's done with it, um,
Mhm.
is we absolutely loved, and are excited to be working with them in the future. Maybe we'll speak about that. I don't know, but
Oh
so
no, please!
all
Now it's
together,
time.
yeah, yeah, and also and actually they're pretty as well. I like a stuff,
They
they're
are.
very
So
durable.
tell me a little bit about the Malala Fund.
They do incredible work around the world, with girls' education, and they stay. It's non-political. I love this. It's about girls' education, and there are so many incredible reports about, if girls are well educated, and if women are educated and everybody's equal, then it just brings peace into a community. It shares the
Mhm.
burden of responsibilities. It just stops an abuse of power. If there's a not an equal power between men and women, how can you have any power over your life if you're not educated and if you're not able to work? So she has always campaigned for girls' education, as you know, from a young age, and her father was an educator. And once we began work talking to them, and really we've spent a lot of time talking to them, talking to their people on the ground in Pakistan, we could see that how incredibly valuable the work they are doing, and thought, let
Mhm.
to support them. We'd be honoured. So, so this star earring has a percentage of profit. Sorry, no, a percentage, 10% going to the Malala Fund. We also have an announcement that we're making shortly about a big donation that we have for them. But then for the next year, at least, that's what we're doing with this star earring.
What a great piece to choose to do that with. Like you said, the
Yeah,
star really represents so many things. And I don't know, you always look at the stars and you think of hope.
I love that. I
And
love that.
hope is definitely
Yeah,
with the Malala Fund.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
So these are for sure a gorgeous piece. And I love that they are so delicate and small. These could be worn, in a first hole every day. These would be a great stacker piece to wear in a
yeah.
second hole.
I
I
agree.
think these are
Agree.
beautiful. And so these are gold over sterling. Is that correct?
Gold over silver. Yeah, correct.
Mm-hmm. And then look at that emerald. Oh, these are so beautiful. And I love that you're reaching out and doing these programs and these things with these foundations. I think that makes it so much more special, especially when you have a piece that is helping someone.
Yeah, thank you. It means the world to us. It's a massive part. Well, it was the reason we began anyway. So,
Mm-hmm.
because the
That's
workshop
amazing.
is incredible actually in Islamabad, and it is
Mhm.
75 ladies. In fact, I think it's 80%, but it was 75%. And I've got so many videos of them working and saying, "We love working here. We get
Aw.
to do that." They're skilled. They produce the best emeralds in the country, um, and it just gives them that chance in life, and they're fantastic. It's not. They are really good at what they do. It's not a sympathetic employment. They are the best
No,
in the country. So,
they
but
are
it
truly skilled.
yeah, yeah, they are truly, truly skilled. They really are. And I think just sometimes it's just getting behind those things and making sure you know where things come from. I think most consumers now are way more aware, aren't they, from where
Hmm.
does it come from, what are the origins, who's been involved in that process and that chain. Um, and if you
Absolutely.
can with a positive impact, then you're going to do that.
It does. And one thing that makes this feel so exclusive and luxurious is that each piece, they are handmade for you, correct?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. In California. Yeah.
Is amazing to have a piece that you feel like, it was made when I ordered it.
Yeah.
That just makes me feel so exclusive. That's amazing.
Absolutely. They're beautiful pieces. Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly right.
Oh, I know I'm gonna have to get on my husband. We're gone this week and be like, these are my birthstone. We're gonna have to go shopping.
We would be so honored, Savannah. They suit you
Yes.
well.
Oh,
Yes.
they are
Come.
stunning. So
What
the first ring.
your husband? Come on.
So I want to talk about our first ring. So this one is also part of the grass collection. This is
Okay.
so delicate and dainty.
Yeah. Again, this is the one with the single stone in it. Is that correct?
It has
The-
three.
Okay. Great. Yeah, I love this one. It again, it was actually requested a lot when we began.
Mhm.
We hadn't manufactured rings at that time, but we got so many requests for 1 to 3 stones, and I think we do one with 5 stones. But that we thought, well, let's do it. But again, we wanted to use the same principles of having the band of metal the exact same size as the stone, just so that it's got that linear, exact, tight
Mhm.
design. Very simple, but because the stone is so intense in color, it just jumps out. Um,
Mhm.
but it does stack if you want to stack with it.
Oh, yes. A stack would be amazing. I
Yeah,
personally think I like the three stones because I always think of, the past, present, or the future. Or I think of my husband and my twin girls. You can always kind of relate something when you're doing jewelry pieces like this. I think this one is stunning.
Oh, I'm so glad you like it. I really like them. And again, with the green, oh, you're back. The green goes with everything. And so whatever nail color you're wearing, but that looks great with your pink nails. That looks amazing. It will just work. Thing. Yeah, it looks gorgeous on you. Um, yeah, I love them. That's been one of our most favorite pieces, actually. Yeah,
I love the design, how you do continue that throughout all of your pieces, that very linear feel. So there's not a size difference between the stone and either the chain or the band. I
yeah,
love how that's just seamless.
yeah. Thank you. I again, that really mattered to my eyes. We wanted it exact. And I think because of that, I'm not really sure, but they seem to appeal to young girls as well as older ladies. They're very
Mhm.
they suit every age. But those rings particularly, a lot of our younger customers went for.
Well, you're seeing a lot of that ring stacking, wearing rings on, different fingers, and these are perfect for that because you
Yeah,
can layer them up and they look very clean.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. I'm so
So,
glad.
oh, I've got myself all confused here. Now we're moving into the rose leaf collection. So,
Right,
how did we get the name rose leaf? What is this?
this is a little bit, you know, different, more unusual design, which we loved. The rose leaf, again, my mom, when we lived in Pakistan, we tried to take inspiration for everything we've done from Pakistan, why we there, all those sort of things. And my mom absolutely loved rose gardens, and she planted a rose garden. So in Pakistan and other places that we lived. So it was one of the reasons was in honor of her, and the second was actually the Sacramento Rose Gardens Peace Gardens. Do you know of?
Mm.
I think there's a
Hmm.
few around the world. And at the time, for us, Mine London and the Emerald, and coming from Swat Valley, was all about promoting, peace. So those things came together. And again, it was a natural shape, like the grass, which was irresistible with the green. So I love that shape, and I love
It is
it.
perfectly reminiscent of a rose leaf.
Yeah, I think we just almost traced a shape, to get it as exact as possible, because it's not symmetrical. It's got that slight
Mhm.
difference. Again, we tried to make it very, very comfortable so that it would sit
Mhm.
nicely, sort of behind. It's very rounded in the metal that's
Mhm.
um and it really, even though it's still quite simple, it does jump out. A lot of people will really notice it, and I just love it. But again,
And
you
it
can.
will.
Yeah, I love those.
Oh my goodness. So these are also part of the rose leaf collection, and these have 29 emeralds. I love a dangle earring.
I know they're very.
And to have a dangle with an emerald, yes, please.
Yeah, yeah, and they photograph so well. Those ones, if you're
Oh,
your hair, and it just, yeah. I mean, they were actually sort of
oh my.
designed really noticed. Well, we understand that they were noticed by Kate Middleton, the Princess of Wales. So she really, yeah. I
Well,
don't
now I definitely feel like a princess and all of this
know,
stuff. We
but
have the
they
same
really are.
taste.
They really are. Again, they're packed with emeralds. I mean, I don't think we could have got
Oh,
any more on them. Um,
no.
but they're comfortable, for quite a big earring. They're comfortable.
They are
Yeah,
so
the
lightweight, and I always look for that when I'm looking at an earring to
yeah,
have such a dangle and a statement with that movement. They're
yeah.
so light, you don't
I
feel them on.
Yeah, they really suit you. I wanted them just below the jawline again. I just thought that was very flattering. He spent
Oh,
absolutely ages deciding on the length, but I think they're just that tiny bit extra length to really stand out, but yet they're still framing the face.
I think that I can't pick my favorite piece because there's so many, but they just dance. Anytime you move, you just feel them.
They do. They do. They look good on you. They look really good on you. They are. They're a fabulous piece, and they're really, yeah. As I say, we really went. We were very. We wanted to always be very generous with the amount of emeralds. We didn't hold
Mhm.
back.
Well, you shouldn't, and I'm glad that you didn't. So we have one piece left, and I saved this one because I have it on, but I loved that it was the two tone. It was the yellow gold and the sterling.
I love this one. I love
Oh,
it. Oh, that I the gold, the yellow gold with the emeralds is just alive, isn't it? And also it's curved to the wrist.
it fits perfectly just past the bone of my wrist, and it is so comfortable. But you are correct. The yellow gold with those emeralds just pop.
Yeah, I really love that piece. And I rose leaf shape looks amazing. And I love how much of the skin you can see through it, especially if you've got a tan and well, whatever coloring you are. I don't know. Again, I just think it's really flattering. And it's
Mm,
quite in some ways it's quite a simple piece. It's not it's a it's a design, but
mhm.
it's not too much to deal with. It's not
No.
intimidating.
So I am always stacking my bracelets, and this would fit perfectly into a stack because it is so comfortable. You don't
Yes.
even feel that it's there. And I've
Yeah.
noticed that with every piece that I've put on, it's almost just, it becomes part of you and you don't feel it.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. I really do. It's horrible when you're fussing and with clothes or jewelry or anything, just having to
Mhm.
keep readjusting things. Horrible. You want
Oh,
to get
I
just
know.
and go.
I know. Yeah, these are perfect. Fiona,
Thank you.
I am so happy that you joined me today. I am so thankful to have you as part of our Zadora family. And everyone, please go and check out their marketplace because all of these pieces are absolutely breathtaking. And I cannot thank you enough for joining me today and sharing with us just these lovely stones.
Thank you, Savannah. It's been delightful speaking to you. So thank you so much. Thank
Thank
you,
you
Show.
so much. Well, I'm sure we will talk soon. And thank you, everyone, for joining us.